How you doing, everybody? It's Michael Jullian Carreras here at Launch Expose. Online business solutions, services, coaching, and consulting for online entrepreneurs to help you build your own online business and scale that business to six figures and beyond in 2023. Thanks so much for tuning into the podcast. I really appreciate it. And before we get going, if you enjoy the content that I've been putting out, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'd be so grateful, and it really helps me on my journey in terms of growing the channel out, both providing video content and podcast content in the different segments that I'm putting out on my podcast here on YouTube. And it helps me grow and provide you additional information, resources, and solutions to help you build your online business. Okay, so welcome to Motivation for Entrepreneurs. And in this podcast, I'm going to be talking about unleashing your creativity and then some innovative strategies for your online business success. But before I get to it, I'm going to give a plug to my podcast sponsor for this episode, which is Popped-In. Popped-In is incredible. I love this plugin. It is a plugin that works within the dashboard of any website. It's incredibly versatile. It integrates virtually on any platform, and it's incredibly dynamic. You can create these amazing dynamic forms and pop-ups, which are a great way to turn prospects into customers while simultaneously building your list. So very, very powerful stuff. And if you're interested, check out the link below. You can click on it. You go right to poppedin.com, and you can try the pop-up and install it into your either WordPress template or a template of your choosing in terms of the platform that you're using. All right, so let's move into it, shall we? We're talking about unleashing your creativity, which is such a very, very important part of any online business, and it is something that should be one of the best parts of owning an online business, right? Is how much creativity, how much thumbprint, how much personalization, how much you is in your business. And for me, that's always a rush. It's never, ever stopped. The excitement of that element of having an online business from day one, has just been a rush for me. And I love design, and I love coming up with things. And I'm an artist. I'm a painter as well. And so all of those things really, inject power into my online business in terms of my AdCom and my MarCom and just dynamic advertising. But it's what makes doing it all, very rewarding, is to make sure that you, from day one, really enjoy the creative process. So, with that said, today I'm going to talk about driving into the world of online business success and how to unleash your creativity to build your own thriving venture. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or you're just starting out, this episode is packed with innovative strategies to help you take your online business to new heights. So let's jump right into it. Creativity is the heartbeat of any successful online business. I agree with that at 100%. It is something that I teach and definitely purvey with my coaching clients is the more creative you are in terms of every single stage, the better your business is going to be. And your marketing message is going to come across so strong. And, so much of owning an online business is about looking at the way things are done from a platform perspective. Well, that was a tongue twister. And replication, of course. I mean, we're always looking at an example, right? No matter how incredibly out of reach it seems, because the content producer, of the piece that you're watching, either whether it be video or a podcast or a piece of advertising, it just seems totally unattainable because they're using incredible software and high-level cameras and lighting kits and have a full studio and everything else, and it can seem daunting in the beginning to achieve that level of creativity in terms of output. But do not let that distract your mind. The bottom line is, you're going to learn things from a template perspective first, and then, of course, as soon as you tweak it, as soon as you change it, as soon as you change a color, You change a font. You move a logo or a graphic in a different direction. All of those things are creative elements in terms of you putting creativity into your work. And as soon as you start to do that, it just becomes a rhythm. It becomes a flow. And, the creativity part of designing anything for your business becomes really pleasurable. So let's talk about how you can unleash your creative powers. Like, how do you do it? Well, it starts with embracing a mindset of possibility, which is what I'm constantly talking about in my podcast in terms of mindset. Look at everything as possible. You go out on YouTube and you check out something that you really, really liked in terms of the way it looked or felt, whatever the message was, and you felt that it had some really beautiful creativity into it, that the person put a lot of passion into it. Just immediately use that possibility mindset and a positive mindset and just put it in your head right now. Hey, I can do that. I love the way that looked. I'm going to figure out how that was done. And then you set forth, So believe that your ideas have value. That's key. And that you have the power to turn them into reality. Creativity begins by breaking free from conventional thinking and exploring new possibilities, which is really key in building an online business. One way to do this is by embracing diversity immediately. Just surround yourself with people from different backgrounds and cultures and industries, and reach out. I just talked about this on a previous podcast where, networking is so important, and the importance of networking and how that is a really healthy thing to do once embarking on creating an online business and once you are in the thick of your business and having fun propelling it and trying to make revenue online. But it is so beneficial to surround yourself with different backgrounds and cultures and different walks and talks in terms of people, because it's going to bring creativity stream right into your whole process. Their perspectives and their experiences will enrich your own creative process and inspire fresh ideas. And that's what makes it beneficial. Collaboration and brainstorming with a diverse group of individuals can lead to truly groundbreaking concepts. You could have been communicating with this individual, as a friend for years of time and not realized how much creative spark this person was holding for you the entire time. All you have to do is engage that dialogue and let them know what you're up to. So sharing information can really feed creativity based on other people's inputs, the input, no doubt. So I really do believe in collaboration, brainstorming, and definitely if it's a diverse circle of folks, bottom line. So one essential strategy is to identify your target audience, and that is absolutely key with anybody in any vertical, no matter what product, service, or solution you're thinking about selling online, whatever your passion is going to be. Target audience is everything. That's day one. You have to have already figured out, what is the niche? What are you passionate about? What are you really going to commit to in terms of what you're going to do? What is it that you're selling? How do you want it to look? How do you want to come across? What kind of personality are you going to put behind this message? So identifying a target audience and understanding their needs at a high level. You have a very, very clear idea of what their needs are. And that's how you build your whole concept, applying creativity into everything about you, from your branding to the way things look on your site to your email campaign templates to, on and on and on. So it's incredibly important to make sure that you have that covered. By putting yourself in their shoes, you can develop products and services that genuinely address their plan and their pain points. You want to identify with what they're trying to solve. Where is the problem? And that is what I focus on in total here at Launch Expose. The very first thing that I want to know about you or anybody else who has contacted me in terms of my services and solutions I provide in the 360-degree approach that I teach and the platform that I can definitely make available to you is, where's the pain? What's going on? What piece of the puzzle have you not covered? If you have already done something like, hey man, I built a website and I've been marketing for a time and these things just aren't working. Either it's something mechanical with the site or it's the way that you're going about potentially trying to put the word out, whatever it is. My first bullet of importance is what is not going well, which is why I offer the free 1-hour Zoom consultation at Launch Expose, which the link is in the description below. I do offer a 1-hour free Zoom session, a consult session here at Launch Expose on Zoom. It is $150 value, and I'm offering it free to anybody who would like to get online, determine your project needs and requirements, talk about your dreams and goals, talk about what where you are in terms of determining a niche or whether you've committed to one, and if you've done any research on your target audience. And we talk online. I get as much information and data collection from you as I can, and then the second part of the session, I turn around and I talk to you about what I offer at Launch Expose, which is a whole 360-degree platform to help you build your business in total. So check out the link below. And if you are interested and you click the link, you will be taken to my website directly. You will go to the online consult page. And at the bottom of the page, there's a dynamic form there where you can pre-qualify your online Zoom consult session and tell me a little bit about yourself. If you currently have a website, I ask you to provide the URL so I can take a look. I ask you, what are your what are the things that interest you the most? What are a couple of your proficiencies? There are a couple of just general questions there for me to get a decent idea. And once you do that, you've been entered into my list, and I'm going to contact you within 24 hours or less to set up the consult. So definitely check that out. So we were talking about defining, a target audience and understanding their needs as best we can. So, by putting yourself in their shoes, obviously, you're going to find out what it is that they want. What do they need? What is their desire? What is their pain point? So this empathetic approach that I'm talking about not only forests innovation, but it also ensures that you're offering, your offerings, your solutions, your products, your services resonate with your customers. And it's really key to build advertising, marketing, and a key message that gets their attention within seconds to a couple of minutes in terms of that, in terms of understanding what resonates with your customers. And as you develop your website, obviously we're going to have forms and pop-ups and dynamic ways to capture information and potentially have them added to your list. And that way we can start to fulfill requirements in terms of their information requests and find out what resonates with them. And then you have a path process to do so. But the more creativity you put into this thing to personalize it, and I really believe in being very organic and very human in this thing. Be yourself. Don't try to be anything else. Some people get distracted with this as online entrepreneurs as well. They start out organically. They're pretty loose about it. They've got a good message happening. As a coach and a consultant, I'm taking a look at it and I'm buying it. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, they turn 180 degrees and start acting like a company online, which can drive prospects away, and you can lose them in terms of conversion. So I would definitely promote to put as much creativity effort into this, keep it simple, and really follow an organic approach and put personality into your marketing message. But empathy, I want to talk about empathy for a minute. I mean, it's needed and indeed a powerful driver, Well, I shouldn't have said needed. I'm saying it's there. You need to have an empathy for your prospects. Put yourself in their shoes immediately and provide your message and sell to those pain points. Make that the driver. And to fuel your creative process, it's crucial to create an environment that nurtures innovation. Establishing a routine for your creative thinking, such as setting aside dedicating brainstorming sessions that can help you generate new ideas consistently. Those types of things are vitally important. Additionally, seeking inspiration from various sources like books and podcasts like this one, or even nature can spark fresh perspectives. You just let the mind go loose once you are in a software program or platform and starting to develop anything creatively for your online business. And what's so brilliant is if you were really taking care of your mind and your body correctly as well to stay healthy to propel your online business. You went out and you took a really nice walk after eating lunch and your break from being in front of the screen. You came back and you're like, wow, man, it's bizarre. I wasn't even thinking about work. And for some reason, just the bright white light and the smell of the air and some birds flying by just gave me a rush of creativity. And, before you know it, you've put 4 or 5, 6 hours into something creative to propel your business, potentially like your marketing. So I can't promote that enough. And as you explore new ideas, don't be afraid to take risks. Risks are everything. Try it. If your gut tells you that you feel like it's a good call, you feel like it's going to work, go for it. The beauty of being an online entrepreneur is that you can change your mind. If you're working for a corporation and you're trying to sell something, or you're working for a brick and mortar outfit, you're not going to be able to take risks. There is a rigid system for you to follow, and all of the sales tools have been provided for you. There's, you're within the guise of a system that you're kind of entrapped by. When you're an online entrepreneur, you don't have that. So I do promote to not be afraid to take risks and embrace failure as a stepping stone to success, which I've covered before in other podcasts, and I'm going to cover it in videos. Failure is a natural part of this thing. It's a natural part of the creative process. And it's through learning from our mistakes that we often stumble upon our greatest breakthroughs. And I can't promote that enough. I mean, that has been the case in my business for years. Some of the things that I was doing that were working pretty well, I was always relatively proud of whatever it was, but it just didn't hit the mark. I didn't understand why maybe at the time. And, was kind of like, wow, okay, and that's not working. I made another mistake. But as I developed my positive mindset and put more creativity into it, all of a sudden these huge breakthroughs would happen. I was just like, wow, right, it was just this one stage that I needed to complete, or this one little thing that I needed to tweak, or a different way to maybe market this particular product or service, and things took off, So definitely promoting all of that. They can create immeasurable breakthroughs. Embracing failure and seeing it in every opportunity as a primary opportunity for growth is a vital mindset. It's a shift for any entrepreneur. So let's talk about innovative strategies that can propel your online business towards success. What are some actionable steps that you can take? So let's talk about number one. I outlined my first one here for you in the podcast as a strategy should be developed in order to leverage social media platforms effectively, right? Because in the beginning, this is the most beautiful way to get your idea cooking. And I really do believe that. You don't necessarily need to have a website day one to start your process of becoming an online business entrepreneur and owning your online business. However, I do highly promote that you do if you can, if you have budget in it. And that's one of the things I teach in the 360 is, I can teach you how low overhead is to get started. It's very inexpensive, and I can help you in a big way, as I do provide high-level development and design services for WordPress and multiple platforms. So I can help you there. But I want to make a little bit of a pitch here in terms of working on some marketing, working on some advertising, growing your idea and putting it out there strictly with a couple of platforms to get things done, to create the content, and then just utilizing social media, getting out on Facebook and Instagram and promoting whatever it is that you think is going to sell, because in that organic traffic, you start to see response and you start to see what's working, what's not working. And all you want to do is pique people's interest and see, hey, is anybody paying attention to what I put out? Do they like it? Has there been any positive feedback? So engage with your audience and provide valuable content. That's essential. And create a genuine connection with your followers. That's key. And that's what we're trying to do in the beginning. They're stimulated in those few seconds to a minute. They like what you're doing. They put up a like. Make sure you're following who that individual is if you can. And make sure that you put out more content to them, because that's going to lead to the next step of communication, and they could potentially become a prospect. And from a prospect, you could convert them into a high-paying client. Social media is a powerful tool for building brand awareness and driving traffic to your online business. And of course, a lot of people look at this like a given. Like if I say that, they're going to go, come on, man. And, obviously, we all know what social media is about. We all know that influencers and social media managers, and which I actually offer those virtual services to help you with social media marketing management in the event you need those types of things. But the point I'm making here is that there's a high level of awareness in terms of its importance. But I think one thing that a lot of folks miss in the beginning is that for very low or little overhead, you can get started marketing without a full platform and actually start to build a list. So in today's digital age, having a strong online presence is crucial. And another strategy is to consistently analyze and optimize your website and your sales funnel constantly. We want to maintain that as a rhythm, as a practice, to analyze what is going on in terms of the funnel. Has the list grown? You say to yourself, wow, I had 15 people, now I have 315. That's working. We want to optimize the website, all right? So now that we have a lot of attention happening and there's some pretty decent traffic, whether you're doing organic traffic on social media, or whether you're doing paid traffic on social media, or whether you're doing AdCom or Google AdWord and really you have an investment budget, you're spending, it can be very expensive in the beginning as a first timer to jump into all that right away. However, it can be done, and you can do it on a pretty minimal budget, say $50 to $150 extra a month. You can start really advertising. But I'd strongly suggest that you have a very powerful, globally visible website before you do so. And that will drive traffic to your online business. That is what will create prospects in mass, and it will give you much, much greater chances of turning those prospects into clients. So having a strong online presence is critical. And analyzing and optimizing your website and your sales funnel, that's got to be regime. Monitor your website's analytics and identify areas for improvement constantly. These are things that I can embed in the event that you seek my services here as a web developer. Obviously, one crucial component in terms of websites is SEO. So SEO is what will provide us the ability to see what's going on behind the scenes when people are trafficking the site. And we need to test different approaches to enhance user experience and maximize conversions. And even in those analytical processes, right? Now I just got all techie and it doesn't sound like creativity at all. But the bottom line is, once we learn what SEO is, or you have someone to manage your business from an SEO perspective, we can even utilize high levels of creativity while maximizing those conversions and experience while we are identifying analytics. Creativity goes into that process as well. So additionally, what I'd like you to do is consider incorporating video content into your marketing strategy. Now, this is why video is such a big component in terms of online business, and we're all completely, totally aware of that now. I mean, this is, over 20, 25 years now, we've seen the explosive results, maybe even more, of video being used as a vehicle to sell products and services. And this is why I highly, highly promote that you consider creating a YouTube channel if you have not done one already. There are many people out there who want an online business. They want a website connected to whatever they're doing in terms of what they're selling, but they really don't feel like they want to be a personality on camera. YouTube, comes across as a great big chore, a mess. Like, I don't have time to get to do it. I don't have time to shoot. I don't want to learn it, and there's a big resistance to doing it. And of course, with new onboards and people that come on as coaching clients, I'm always suggesting and, teaching the importance of changing that mindset and to embrace YouTube, embrace being a content creator, embrace creating and publishing videos up on your channel to create a professional channel, because the videos themselves, if done with a very passionate, creative mindset and your thumbprint on them, are individual. Think of every single video as an individual vehicle to sell again and again and again and again. What you're doing is you're parsing out pieces of your business through video to sell products and services, either directly by linking it to your website or based on having it linked to other additional income revenue streams like affiliate marketing. You could be a dog groomer who has an excellent brick and mortar business, who also has an incredibly dynamic website and teaches grooming online, and then also provides additional resources and information to hundreds of products that are linked and or related to pet care, and have a professional channel on YouTube where you are selling those products directly to people who are interested in those products with link codes as an affiliate. Now, you want to talk about building a butterfly net that is 10x the size, you've done it. And this is why I highly promote YouTube and the creativity of being a content creator on YouTube and coming up with that marketing strategy and pressing forward with that element of your business. Can't stress it enough. So, and with that said, videos have become a highly engaging and shareable format, obviously, allowing you to connect with your audience on a deeper level, and they help you to showcase your products and your services in a dynamic way every single time if you've really committed to the whole process and you really love it. You get to the point where you're like, wow, you can look back and say, you know what? I remember a time I didn't even have a YouTube channel. I just didn't want to get involved with it. And now you're like, I just can't stop doing it because it's engaging, it's fun, it inspires you, it challenges you to be on camera, to sell your products and services. But it will be eventually, because of the revenue that is coming in, the dollars that are hitting your bank account based on selling those products and services through video marketing. So I hope that you've enjoyed this podcast in terms of talking about creativity. I hope that you found the information resourceful and helpful. And if you did, I'd really, really appreciate it. Once again, I'm going to ask you kindly, if you like the content that I'm putting out, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the podcast and the channel here on YouTube, as I will be putting out new content on a daily basis. I might have a little bit of lag time here in the next week as I am traveling to the States, but once I'm settled, I'll be pushing out content again, and you'll be able to engage in some new podcasts in terms of motivation for entrepreneurs and building businesses in 2023 and scaling those businesses to 6 figures and beyond. So until then, stay motivated, stay focused, enjoy this process. Be excited about what you're deciding to embark on as an online entrepreneur, because it is one of the best times to do it. Right now, having an online job that you created, an online business that belongs to you, is ultimate job security in terms of the global marketplace right now, and I can't promote that enough. So consider that. And I'm going to close with that one more time. I'm going to give a little plug to my sponsors here. I have mentioned Canva in terms of dynamic advertising that you can use for your website. The link is in the description below. Click the link, check it out, and I really do promote that you get a pro version of Canva, as the results are stellar and it's very, very simple to use. And I'm also going to plug Popped-In, which is my Popped-In choice for Launch Expose in terms of creating dynamic forms and dynamic pop-ups to turn prospects into customers. And I'm going to include the link down in the description below as well. So check that out. And really do highly promote that if you are interested and you are driven, if you already have a driven mindset, you know at 100% what you'd like to do in terms of online business, I am definitely suggesting that you click the link on the online Zoom consult session, and we'll schedule a day and a time that works for you, and we will get you moving down the path towards success with building your online business. Wherever you are listening from in the world, I really appreciate you tuning in, whether it be your morning, your afternoon, or your evening. Sending much gratitude, motivation, and powerful vibration to all of you as online entrepreneurs. And until next time, this is Michael Jullian. Thanks for listening. Take care.